Hi friends, do you love the boutique style wreaths but hate the big price tags that come along with them? Yeah, me too. Hi guys, I'm Sarah and welcome to my channel Primrose Lane Prims. Stick around and I'm going to show you how you can make one of these wreaths on your own for a fraction of the price. To start off, I'm going to take this pampas grass wreath base. Now I got this off of Amazon and this was actually a lot more cost effective for me to go with the pre-assembled base than to buy a wire frame and all the individual stems and wire them together myself. This is actually advertised as a 27-inch wreath base, but once you fluff it all out, it's more like 24 inches. But this was much more cost effective than buying each of the individual stems and putting it together myself. And I'll leave a link in the description box in case anyone is interested in it. On the rest of the wreath, I'll be using a combination of dried and artificial florals. All came from Hobby Lobby. Before I begin attaching anything to my wreath, I'm going to take and fluff out each of these pampas grass stems so my wreath is nice and full and fluffy, and I've got each of these individual stems nice and separated so that I can really get in there with the rest of my florals. And to start, I'm going to be taking this dried wheatgrass that came from Hobby Lobby. Now, my Hobby Lobby had all of the dried florals on sale this week. They were all marked down and I got a really good deal on them, which I was super excited about. Being able to craft and save money is just the best in my opinion. I love being able to get a bargain on something. It's like a big dopamine boost to me. I am just one of those people. I like to find a good bargain. I am a very thrifty. I love thrift shopping and just going around and seeing the best deal I can get on something. It's like treasure hunting. I just love it. Where are the rest of my thrifty bargain hunters out there? I know my people are out there somewhere. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you're like one of these thrift hunters, bargain hunters like I am. Who gets a big dopamine boost from finding a good deal? Anyways, I'm digressing. Back to the wreath. Okay, I'm going to take my dried wheat stems and I'm going to cut them down, and using floral wire, I'm going to start attaching them to my pampas grass around the wreath. I'm just doing this intermittently so that the wheat really blends in with the pampas grass and adds a little bit more color dimension. Just be sure to wire those down really tight and they look like they were always there to start with. Trim down any of those extra stems and then just fluff your pampas grass stems around them. And continue attaching these around until you get all the way around your wreath. I'm finding myself gravitating more and more towards the dried florals. I really, really like them. Now I've toyed with the idea already of growing my own lavender and drying it to use for crafts because I love lavender. But I'm thinking I might need to try drying out other flowers too. Has anybody else on here ever dried florals of their own to use? If you do, leave me some tips or tricks of drying flowers, things that you have found work best, or anything you would recommend. I would love to hear some of it. Once I have all of my wheat wired in, I'm going to go back around and I'm going to use some hot glue to go around it to reinforce it just a little bit. That way I know those wheat stems are going nowhere. Next, I'm going to take these little artificial navy blue flowers. These are, like I said, from Hobby Lobby as well. And I got all of these on 40% off, so I felt like I got a pretty good deal on them too. Now this is the fun part in the wreath making, in my opinion. This is where you really start to see your design come to life. And before I glue anything down or wire anything down, I like to just take my florals and place them in my wreath. I'm just going to go around and put them in the places I think they're going to look good first. That way I have some wiggle room. I have some ability to be like, oh, nope, I don't like how that looks. I'm going to take that out, because that definitely happens. And then that way I don't have to cut wires or pull off glue or anything else. It gives me that ability to play around with the design a little bit and get things situated precisely how I like them. And I absolutely do move stuff around. The first go is usually not ever how it stays. I will move them around. I don't like the placement of it here, or what I originally thought I was gonna like. I didn't like once I got it in there. So just have fun with it here. This is, I think, a place where a lot of people get intimidated with making wreaths. They're just not, I just sure how to put it all together. And if you just stick them in there first, just give yourself that wiggle room. You can design it and then wire it all down afterwards. So as you can see here, after I've got my blue florals, I'm going to take greenery and I'm going to add it in and around all of my blue stems. And once I get everything how I want it, then I'm going to go in with my floral wire and start wiring all of those pieces down, and then reinforcing it with a little hot glue. So if anyone is new to the wreath making process, I do encourage you, just go for it. Give it a try and let your creativity and imagination guide you. I think you'll be really surprised at what beautiful wreaths you can create. So just continue going around and taking your floral wire and making sure you get each stem wired down really, really tightly. You don't want your wreath falling apart, or if it's on your front door, the wind blowing and your florals coming off later down the road. So just make sure everything's wired securely, tightly, and then glued. Next, I'm going to come in with some of these burnt orange dried flowers. And I think this is what really makes this wreath pop, are these dried burnt orange flowers. And I'm just going to take small bundles of these and trim down the stems and wire them a little higher up on the pampas grass stems so that they really pop. They really just give that extra eye-catching color. And I'm just going around placing these intermittently around my wreath. I tell you, with these colors, with this burnt orange and the blue, this wreath is perfect for summer, but the colors also lend it to be able to be left up even through early fall. It would still look really good with your early fall decorations, late summer, early fall. So this could be used for quite a bit of the year. Now you've probably noticed there's a little section of the wreath, you can see it right down there at the bottom, where I've kind of left a little gap in the florals, and that is for a reason. In that section there, I am going to be adding a small bow. Not a huge one, not a big one, not anything too flashy or fancy, even though I really do like big bows. I'm going to just add a simple 3-loop bow, and I'm going to be using this wired edge ribbon. This is about 1.5 inches. This is from Hobby Lobby also. Now I'm just going to make a simple 3-loop bow here, and if you want to see in a little better detail of how I do this, I'll link a video I have on how I make this in the description box below. Once I get my bow all put together, I'm going to wire it right into that space in my wreath where I kind of had that gap in my florals. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of twine and I'm going to attach it to the back here to make a hanger so I can easily hang my wreath. And I'm just going to loop this under my base and feed it through and tie it in a knot. And here you go. Hi friends, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to give this video a like, maybe share it with your friends, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of today's video. Also, let me know where you're watching from and what your favorite home decor style and craft style is. Is it farmhouse? Is it boho? Primitive, traditional, vintage, or maybe even cottagecore? I would love to know what you guys like and what you would like to see more of. So leave me a comment and let me know. Also, if you haven't done so already, I hope you'll consider hitting that subscribe button. It is completely free, costs you nothing, and it helps my channel out. Every like, every comment, every subscribe helps YouTube notice my channel just a little bit more. And I am just a one-woman show, a mom of 4, so I appreciate each and every one of you and your support, and I look forward to crafting with you again. Until next time, bye friends.